Okay, this smile on my face is very fake right now. So, yeah, it's just like this such heavy energy. It is almost like you're walking through, like trudging through water and sludge, It just feels so heavy. It's so weird. And it is making me feel so tired, and my stomach has been totally messed up. If there's any kind of things that go wrong, it goes straight to my stomach. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, my stomach is just a wreck. And I don't know if I already had said this when I was putting water in the dog's bucket yesterday. I was squirting it in there, and it was just chemical smell. Like, what the fuck water smells like chemicals? Bullshit. But this, feeling just so exhausted. Oh my gosh, just so exhausted and no motivation and stuff. But then every single person I've talked to feels the exact same way. And not just in this area, all over the place. So that's why I was like, it's got to be something just with the energy. Like, when I was talking about the shift, and it's got to be something energetically. And on top of it, the toxins. Because, I know that we're just getting pounded with toxins right now. There's just fucking, I mean, I just heard these women talking. One of them was, I think her name is Linda. Seems like it's McCarthy or something like that. She was a journalist, and she worked for, I think she may even have worked for CNN a long time ago. But anyways, once she saw like the bullshit, she went off kind of more independent and kind of started trying to disclose things. And so she got thought of to be a crazy conspiracy theorist. But I don't know who she was talking to on this interview thing, but it was, they were talking about how, trying to tell people what's going on. And it's just like, you go into town, like when I just went into town. It is so, it's just so weird. But they were talking about, like, you go in, it's just all these empty faces, blank eyes. It's almost like they have, I don't know, they've already left the building, I don't know. But everybody's just like zombified. And you can't, like, you try and present them information, anything. And they used, the other day I used the one about trying to throw a life preserver and they just start throwing rocks at you. And I've done the fire one before too. I think they did the fire one, yeah. Usually you're yelling at everybody, there's a fire, and they're just like, oh, shut up. Shut up with your stupid bullshit. And it's like, oh my God, how can you not see there's a fire in front of you? But it is such a closed off oblivion. And so they were saying that, that it's something in the Bible that says that the ignorant will perish, those who will not see the truth will not be saved, or something like that. Some kind of, and, we know we're already in Revelations and all that stuff. So, when you hear it now, you see, like, it makes so much more sense. Like, when some of the things, when you can see the evidence, then it makes so much more sense. But you can see what they're talking about, like, that they will perish just from their own ignorance. And it is, it's sad, and it's so tragic. And especially, I know so many people, and today, just going into town and here, it's supposed to be mandated. If you don't have this, you have to wear this. And it's usually the people who have these are the ones wearing these. But so every time you see someone and they don't have one on, then to me, I've always got to consider, like, oh, is this somebody who knows what's going on? Or they got them. When you see them all walking with all their little kids and so, fuck. It just is really, I don't know. Knowledge can be a heavy burden. Yeah, knowledge can be a heavy burden in a room full of ignorance, can it? Yeah, so that's just like a lot to see that whole families walking like that. Because, I live in a place that's very much about, oh, you got to do the right thing. You got to do the right thing for the, who are we doing it for again? Anyways, so I was just thinking, you know, I spend so much time trying to, you know, like certain people, I'm constantly trying to get them to like, come on, spark a thought, come on, wake up. And then I thought, man, you know, is that going to be part of the burden that those of us who are awake have to carry? Like, if it really is this sudden, you know, liberation of the parting of the ignorant, you know, then have we wasted all this time trying to tell them and getting frustrated and getting upset and not spending time just talking to them and stuff? Just like yesterday when I was saying, you know, we really got to get in our heads that we really need to just focus on the here and now, the right now. Life is precious and it can be over at any moment. And we know something big's about to happen. And it's been in several ancient texts that half of us are going to be gone. I still, you know, I have great faith in the part about the dead will walk. To me, you know, I don't know if we all have to die or whatever, but I know that we're all going to be together. We're going to go, you know, we're going past the veil. And when my mom said, well, the tribulation is going to be really horrible. So I think we're already in it. And I said, what happens? I'm always asking her, you know, like different things about what the Bible means, because she and all her, you know, all her group are all Bible ladies. And, you know, like if I ever need like that prayer energy, you know, oh man, I call her. She's got a friggin' chain. Yeah. And that's really powerful. You can call it what you want. You can call it directing, meditation, prayer, whatever you want to call it. It's powerful. And the more energy you bring to that, you know, combined effort that the people are putting in, it's very powerful. And, what was I going to say? But so it just seems like that we just need to really be still focusing on just having fun and being present and being in the here and now. Because if those souls, I mean, if this is how it's going to play out and those souls are all of a sudden all going to leave, it's for a reason. You know, I mean, there's soul. Nothing is by accident. Nothing is, it's all pre-planned. Everything. I really, really think that when we're in our dead world and we plan this incarnation of this experience, that is the creation of it. You can't go off. Once you've created it, it's already, now we're just playing it out. It's just like, you know, you're not exactly on script because you can say things, but maybe you are completely scripted. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? You know, you could be saying everything that you had planned to say. I don't know. But if if they are just going to be here for this temporary time, you know, then it was something that one of them said. Oh, they were trying to explain something to somebody, and they said, you know, oh, how stupid that is. They don't want to hear such nonsense, and don't be messing with my three-dimensional reality. And these people were just like, what the hell? You'd rather just living in a fantasy, some sort of illusion, than know the truth? And, but maybe that's what they want. Like, seriously, maybe we're just supposed to just let them live in their weird little fantasy and be happy for this time they're here. And then they're going to be gone. And it's going to be those of us who had to witness it. It's going to be so traumatic to watch genocide that we are the ones who will be building up this. It's like you've got the watchers and the doers, you know, the ones that are going to play out the part. And then we're the ones who are going to have to learn from it, you know. It's going to, I think that is, I don't know, seems like pretty logical. If you go to all like ancient texts and stuff like that, it seems pretty. The numbers have been hitting me hard today. Oh my gosh. I look down 11:11. Next time I look down 12:12. Next time I just look 4:44. It's like, oh my gosh. It's, and I know that all that stuff is some type of communication. And always to me, it feels like, yeah, that they're just there. Just letting you know, hey, we're here with you. But I don't know. There's definitely a big part of me that feels like, we need to let these people just enjoy their time. Quit trying to put so much pressure on them to wake up. Because if they haven't woke up yet, I mean, the stuff going on is so fucking outrageous. I don't know how you couldn't. I mean, fucking them, that fucking Newsom. All of these guys, I've never even heard of some of these people. Newsom, Wheeler, who's that stupid Michigan bitch ass and that fucking Lightfoot? God, these people. Oh my God. They are gonna, I don't know what they've got some heavy baggage that they're leaving this life with. I'll tell you that. I don't know. I'd rather leave my life with a, on a up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that any of them, I mean, they're going to stay back in low dimension kind of and have to keep playing out life after life to clean up their mess, man. You have to be of a more higher mind. You have to be Christ consciousness. You have to be attempting to master life and to, be focused on life. And it has to do with connection. So, and if you're just, caught up in the illusion, caught up in the, drinking and drugging and sex and stuff. I was thinking about this today, is how many people who are looking for connection and they go on Tinder and just go out on some date. I bet you there's so many other girls. I mean, I don't give a shit what women try and say. I've sat in plenty of locker room talk. I've heard a lot of women talk. And I really think most of them that go really hope for that spark, that connection. They think like, oh, we could have just this, magical thing that's going to happen. The universe is going to bring us together. And they're always hoping for that. That's why they go on these things, They go out to fucking risk it and meet a stranger, have sex in a bathroom or something, Men, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them are just like, I don't know, supposedly they get like 100 boners a day or something and masturbate several times a day. I don't know, guy's life. I didn't even have boys. So I don't know what they do. So I would think they probably are a lot more up for just, but what I don't get, but you add in so much drama and there's an energetic connection that happens. Like you get that person's energy on you. Like there's more to sex than just, running out and getting a quick bang out in a closet. There's a connection. It's a spiritual connection that people need to start realizing. And people want to go out and they find this connection and stuff. They feel so disconnected from everybody, but everybody's going about it the wrong way, And it is totally just caught up in this three-dimensional illusion. And they're just caught up in it. It's, with the people that face things and, oh my gosh. That has just weirded me out. I was weirded out when they first started doing the filter face things. And then just making all these little cute things. And all of a sudden when everybody couldn't post a normal picture of themselves, I couldn't believe all these little face things. And then after a while, I was like, nobody even looks like themselves. They're putting out, I don't even think that some people I don't think can stand to even look at themselves after they just see themselves in filter face all the time. And then you got people out there spending money just enhance their face surgically to look like someone else, look like a different nationality. It's like, what in the hell? We have got a lost bunch of people. So, yeah. We could all be stressing out about a lot of stuff that's just going to be like, boom, instantaneous. Half of them are gone, and here we are, the rest of us who had to witness it. And now it's time to rebuild, guys. But I know there's going to be a lot more dramas than this. This is fucking horrible what's going on right now. But it is going to be, we still have that the event. Oh man, we got a lot of stuff that's gonna be happening. So, and maybe, before, when I very first started waking up, right after my dark night of the soul kind of thing, when I started really having this spiritual awakening, then, because I studied this stuff a long time ago, but I was nothing like how I am now. Now after, I really feel like it's after going through loss. It's after, like, I should have been dead and alive, and going through massive loss, losing everything and stuff. Then it puts you in a different place, and I swear it's going on for a lot of people all around the place. But yeah, like, you could study spiritual stuff and stuff, and I could know it. Like, I know a lot of stuff about certain things like reincarnation and aliens or ancient history, technology, and stuff like that. Well, you say you know a lot. I mean, I know a lot compared to the people who know nothing. There's so many of them. But if I was talking, like, to David Wilcock or Corey Good, or somebody who knows a lot more stuff, I would sit and listen. I wouldn't be talking. So but there's so many people who just don't want to know anything. We just got to keep getting the information out. I know enough to share. But once I went through all of the spiritual awakening, that is when I totally understand the whole concept behind what was that called when they used to do that and with the water? I think, baptize them. Yeah, I think they still do it. But it is like a complete rebirth of self. It's like you really do leave this old self behind. And I know I had a brain injury, but still, there was still self after the brain injury that I left behind. So it is a total massive transformation when you have your spiritual thing that happens. And I know there's going to be tons of people that are about to be going through that. And I know, that's why I'm talking on all these, because whenever anything happens and people are, going and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, they're going to be looking through all these different videos, looking for people to tell them, they're just going to feel lost. But that's what I did too. I felt just like kind of confused, like, especially when you'd be talking to other people, like, is this happening for you? And they'd be like, no. And I'd be like, did you notice the sky? Did you notice the sun? Did you, like, all this stuff? And people would be like, what are you talking about? And then you start feeling like, oh my God, I'm so, but I started watching different spiritual channels, and they would talk a lot about the energy and stuff. And that's when I started seeing about the Schumann resonance and stuff. So there is like these energies coming in, and supposedly, if you go to the people who do the channeling of the, different alien groups, extraterrestrial groups, multidimensional beings is what I think of them as being, but most people call them aliens. If you go to the people who channel them, they're always talking about, like, we're getting these little, like, flashes of this energy, but it's gonna come in a really big one. Like, that's gonna be the event. It's gonna be like, whew. And this energy, when it comes in like this, it is like, oh my gosh, it feels so, so heavy. So, and this raising, as we are raising, that is what is making people have more awareness. It's all about awareness. But yeah, there's a lot of people who just don't want to turn that on. They don't want awareness. They just want to focus on the three-dimensional. It's just like, hey, I'm playing this video game, leave me alone. And that's what they're just happy doing. They're not here to grow. They're not here to ascend. They're not here for those things. Some of them are here just to give somebody else the catalyst so they can grow. Because, I don't know. There could be some people who really got to have that massive transformation without a lot of loss and without a lot of traumatic things to happen. But I swear to God, every single person I've heard talk about it they all have some really crazy story that happened to them to get them to that point. So I think that that's what we're watching right now, is a lot of people are, going to go through that. It just sucks because there's going to be, we're going to have, our time is growing to an end with some of the people who are important to us, even though it's temporary. And I'm just going to really try and stay on the idea that that whole thing that the dead will walk on the earth again with the live. So I really think it has something to do with this shift. And even when my mom was telling me about the revelations or whatever, and she said, but at the end, then it's going to be the earth is in a new place and it's going to be heaven on earth and everything's going to be so much different. Well, that's the age of Aquarius. And that is what we're headed to. So it's going to be a lot more faster, like I think those timelines of hearing about like the disclosure happening this summer, then whatever, all the trauma that's going to happen, and then the event's going to happen, and then it's going to be, rebuilding. But then I think that there's something to this, that the people will be back, because in the spiritual world too, they talk about that it, even everybody's going to be light bodies, and there will be people who had died during all of this will be back with us. So it's going to be temporary, but still, it's sad. We've been so programmed about death, and it feels like such a loss, to our emotions. Like I get teary about it every fucking time I think about it. And I know, like, this isn't even real life. This is like, if I was playing this part in a movie, would I just be all crying every time somebody laughed the stage? So, anyways, I just wanted to kind of talk about some of that stuff. I heard a doctor again today. I can't remember his name, and he gave so much information. It was an unusual name. I think he said it was from the Ukraine, but he was Jewish. 40 of his family members were killed during the Holocaust. He was one of the doctors right in the very beginning of all this, and he started using the one thing that got outlawed by everything. So he's got just, oh my gosh, so much information about that. He talked to Trump's team, like he's got a lot of stuff about that, and filling in some holes. And he did a talk for like an hour. I listened to him, and it was it was interesting, but it's like, all of this stuff, and then there keeps being the more of these people who are speaking out and stuff, it's kind of like they just finish coloring in one area, and then you hear more about, it's like all of this puzzle, when all the puzzle pieces went together and suddenly you could see the whole thing, but now it's all being colored in with more detail, and it's like, So anyways, it is super heavy energy, and I really do think that there is a lot of toxins. And, even if you've had this, you cannot rely on this for your health. You have got to take care of yourself. And don't freak out if you have had this. The whole thing is they want you to surrender. They want you to give up your health to them. Don't do it, no matter what. If you've had it, you haven't had it. That one cocktail that's supposed to be so good with the high dose of vitamin C, selenium, and magnesium. The vitamin C is supposed to be 5,000 to 10,000 milligrams, and it's really high, and it can give you diarrhea. He said start at 5 and work your way up. And then the selenium, 250 micrograms, and the magnesium, 500 milligrams. So that's an important cocktail. It's really good for your immune. Anything you can do for your immune. And don't forget, an important thing about your immunity is reducing your stress. So, don't, sit like my mom with her blood pressure medicine in hand, watching the news. Don't do it. Just turn it off. And keep your, because that fucks up your immune system. So just reduce your stress, reduce your, make sure you get plenty of sleep, and make sure when you eat food that you're eating something that's that, you know, like food that you buy out at fast food, most of the food out is not healthy or nutritious. So you need to make sure you're really taking care of your body, because that's what's gonna, you know, get you through this. Is this old thing right here. And so if you're not taking care of it, it's gonna show. So no matter what, no matter if you've had it, you haven't had it, you know, that's the way to fight back, is taking good care of yourself. And you know, we just got to keep watching and see how it plays out. And you know, and then, you know, it's going to be a lot of healing, a lot of like the work will just be getting started, maybe. I don't know. No, I think that the part will be the hardest part will be if the disclosure, once the disclosure thing happens, once that that little hole breaks the dam, then I think that's when, yeah, people are gonna lose their fucking minds. So I don't know. I have my little bubble. I can stay in my house. So yeah, just stay safe. And stay safe and take care of yourself. It's important. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.